Okay, people, I've just been sent this very long list of reports from all around the world of death certificates being falsified. It just goes on and on. I'm going to scroll down in a minute, but first I'll just read just a couple of the first ones randomly here. My aunt died last week. She had cancer for about 3 months and sadly passed away. But on the death certificate, she died of coronavirus. When my cousin told the doctor this is bullshit, the doctor replied, "We are just following government guidelines." Another one here, kidney care nurse here. "I can vouch for this. I've seen it done. All deaths except fatal shootings or fatal car wrecks are listed as COVID-19. So here we go. I'm going to start scrolling down here now. You can pause the video if you want to just look at them yourself. Obviously the text is going to be very small in most of them. But I'm going to leave a link to this Facebook post in the video description. All of these are, you can click on them and they can be enlarged. Yeah, here we go. Like you could just click on that one there and they will all enlarge. So we'll just read this one here randomly. Someone I directly know had his grandmother die. She was marked as a COVID death, even though COVID was completely unrelated. And it just goes on and on and on. My mother died of Parkinson's disease, but the death certificate said COVID. Gotta click on them to see really, but anyhow, get the gist. All falsified death certificates, people. Every one of them. Crazy. Here, we'll just click on this one here. My mother-in-law went into hospital end of February with kidney and heart failure. She passed away just under a week ago. Spoke to the registrar's office this morning, who tell us that COVID-19 is mentioned on the death certificate. So there we go. Insane. This list just goes on and on. Hundreds of reports from all around the world. I'll tell you, man. I don't know how millions of people haven't taken, well, there's protests going on, but I just don't know why the genie is not completely out of the bottle now. Most people are still going around in a coma. They have no idea what's going on here, man. They've no idea that this COVID pandemic is just being used as the cover story to implement a police state. Just crazy. Crazy. But obviously lots of people waking up to this fraud though. All of these people here now who have had their loved ones' death certificates being falsified. They're learning the hard way that this is all a big scam. But anyhow, that's it. Just goes on and on and on. Look at all these. Just crazy, man. It would take me hours to read them all out. But anyhow, there you go. Just a list of hundreds of reports. Just crazy. This girl here has gone to the bother of compiling them all. So great job on that. Bethany, Cherise. Great stuff. Yeah. We've known for quite a while now that the death certificates have been falsified because so many reports have been coming in from all around the world. But this is an amazing one-stop shop just to see them all in such a mind-blowing compilation. Just crazy. And I put up a video yesterday of Downing Street announcing that they are indeed falsifying death certificates. He didn't say it in so many words, but that's basically what he was saying. Actually, here, I'll play it. Obviously, people are very interested in this. The video has had over 80,000 views in just 24 hours, or 48 hours. So, here we go.
It's worth remembering again that the ONS rates are people who've got COVID on their death certificate. It doesn't necessarily mean they were infected because many of them haven't been tested. It's worth remembering again that the ONS rates are people who've got COVID on their death certificate. It doesn't necessarily mean they were infected because many of them haven't been tested. It doesn't necessarily mean they were infected because many of them haven't been tested. Many of them haven't been tested.
Many of them haven't been tested, but it's still been put on their death certificates as a cause of death being COVID. So absolutely crazy. We know that every hospital around the world now is getting paid $13,000 for COVID admissions and $39,000 for a COVID admission, a patient who's hooked up onto a ventilator. Listen to this. This is a Dr. Scott Jensen, family physician in America, on Fox News.
Right now, Medicare has determined that if you have a COVID-19 admission to the hospital, you'll get paid $13,000. If that COVID-19 patient goes on a ventilator, you get $39,000, 3 times as much. Right now, Medicare has determined that if you have a COVID-19 admission to the hospital, you'll get paid $13,000. If that COVID-19 patient goes on a ventilator, you get $39,000, 3 times as much.
Absolute scam, people. Crazy, crazy. We're in the fight of our lives, the most important moment in our existence now, and on the human journey. We're at it here now, and it's just crazy. There's a global police state being implemented, and most people are just going around in a coma, don't know what's going on, with their face masks, obeying all the orders, staying at home as this whole police state is being rolled out. Anyhow, that's it. The most comprehensive list of falsified death certificates that I've ever seen. So here it is, and I'm going to put a link in the video description, so please share.
I just want to be clear in terms of the definition of people dying of COVID. So the case definition is very simplistic. It means at the time of death, it was a COVID positive diagnosis. So that means that if you were in hospice and had already been given, a few weeks to live, and then you also were found to have COVID, that would be counted as a COVID death. It means that even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.